Yo, what's up? It's Jason. I'm back again with another video, and I got a little stack of wax here to show you guys some awesome singles, mostly singles that I picked up yesterday. A couple of albums. Downtown Toronto yesterday. Two of my favorite shops in the city. I hit up Invisible City, which is more DJ related, DJ oriented, I guess, but loads and loads of stuff in there. Lots of singles, of course, a lot of records, albums, cassettes even, you name it. And then across the street is the Mega Sonic Boom, which I often check out when I'm in town. And they are the biggest store, I think, in the city, if not in the country. 2 floors, loads and loads of vinyl. So this is the stuff I picked up, mostly singles. Only a couple records I got actually at Sonic Boom. So I'll save those to the end. And we'll kick things off with the stuff I got in Invisible City. Got a couple of 7 inches too to show off. But why don't we start? Why don't we start with this one? This is kind of a neat one. This is a blue vinyl, actually, for colored people who are into colored vinyl out there. But back in the '90s, much rarer thing, I have to say, especially for an EP or single too. This is Wayne Rollins presents the Notes from the Blue Room, so hence the color kind of works for this one. Co-produced by Benji Candelario. On Downtown 161. I've been really big on picking up Downtown 161 records lately. If you saw my last video, I had a couple from Romanthony. Just a good quality label out of New York City. This one, of course, has got some signatures written on here. Pookie, DJ Pookie, has written on both sides, on both labels. Yeah, this is kind of a rare one. It came out in 1995. I wasn't exactly aware of this artist or these tracks, but it's definitely my wheelhouse. 1990s style, slightly hard house, but funky as ever. Just quality stuff. You know it's going to be quality pretty much if it's on Downtown 161, and also if Benji C is on the production as well. So Wayne Rollins, don't know a lot about him. I looked him up. He was involved in a couple of different groups, a couple of different releases back in the 90s, it looks like, and then that was it. So definitely digging this. Got a slight discount on it because it was a little bit of a VG situation vinyl-wise. And also, from out of New York, we got Conk. I picked up a couple of Conk ones before, but I hadn't got this one before. This is the Conk Party. And those that know from the 80s, this is like kind of in that no-wave punk funk disco era. Just everything's like kind of all fusion, etc. on celluloid records. So still got the celluloid sleeve too, which is nice, and just New York City vibes from the 80s here. Conk and Conk Party. Good track. A lot of little bonus mixes on this thing. This is actually the promo version of it, hence the white labels, I guess. Sick single that I didn't have. Like I said, I got them on a fair amount of compilations, like from New York City vibes, No New York, that kind of thing. But they are definitely on the funky side of things. Also, in that same vein, as I'll show it now, album-wise, I picked up a Kid Creole and the Coconuts. This is a sick album. Didn't have this one before. Didn't have any Kid Creole, I don't think. Over the years, I might have picked up some stuff, but this is Wise Guy, the album, and this is the back. This has got Annie, I'm Not Your Daddy, Imitation, I'm Corrupt, Stool Pigeons on this thing. And he's kind of, for some people, he's a bit of a one-hit wonder, I think, in the 80s. Might be aware of some of his videos, but part of that New York kind of disco funk kind of scene. This came out in '82, and it's got a promo stamp on the back. But yeah, kind of sick record to have. It's on Sire. And that leads me to the next record, which is also on Sire. Also from the 80s. You can see a trend here. This stuff is definitely going to fit in some of my DJ sets. So especially when I'm playing kind of like that punk funk kind of sound. Talking Heads. We got Moon Rocks cassette version. I wasn't really aware of Moon Rocks, the track. But this also has Burning Down the House on here, album version. And another cassette version of I Get Wild, Wild Gravity from Talking Heads. Now, this record is actually missing the album cover, or the cover art. but no biggie because I'm not going to be playing the cover art. I'm going to be playing the record. I'm going to be playing the tunes. Next up, 90s hard-hitting house slash techno EP by Trackhead Steve. This is on the Relief record label, which is out of Chicago. Classic label. Back in the mid-90s, I was all about this label. Followed it religiously. Still have loads of it in my collection. Started up by Curtis, aka Cashmere slash Green Velvet. His sub-label. Casual is kind of more the house side of things, and Relief was more usually the harder stuff or techno stuff. And this is some just killer jacking tracks. Like Trackhead Steve. He didn't put out a lot of stuff back in the day as Steve Smith, I guess, and I thought maybe he was one of the other more well-known Chicago producers, but I don't think he is like a pseudonym or whatever. But on Discogs, not only a couple of releases, maybe 3 or 4 singles, and that was it. This is Relief 749. Came out in 1995. Yeah, 5 tracks in total, and they're all really great jackers. Instrumental, kind of raw, kind of banging. Next up, a couple albums I picked up, including this one. I'm going to cover the breasts on this one because I might get in trouble otherwise from YouTube. But this is some 1970s funk. Olympic Runners is the name of the band. I'm totally not aware of this group at all, or this album out in front. This is it was a blind pickup, but I was able to preview all this stuff in the shop. And as I'm going through the tracks, this came out in 75. Digging a lot of the grooves, digging a lot of the beats, and wow, on side 2, Fell Upon Get This Thing Down is the name of the track. It is totally smoking. Really subtle underground bass line, which has been sampled in hip hop. And I can't remember which hip hop song it is. I should have looked it up before this video so I could, sound intelligent or whatever. But it's not going to happen. It's like on the tip of my tongue, kind of, who the rapper was. But anyway, it'll come to me after the video. But nevertheless, solid pickup. I don't know if people knew about this band, Olympic Runners. I guess they're UK funk. Always cool to find new old stuff that I didn't even know about. This artist I was kind of aware of, Dennis Coffey. Picked up this one too. Another funk album. Decided to venture into. This one's called Back Home. Yeah, Coffee and Smokes, Breakfast of Champions there. And also just solid grooves on this thing too. And this one is actually on Westbound Records out of New York City. Somebody numbered it in their collection. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I have another Dennis Coffey record or 2 kicking around. I'm not sure. I think he was from Chicago as well. Good funk and soul. And last record I got at Invisible Sea. I got a stack of this particular dig. I dug for like over an hour or so. Listened, went back and forth a couple times on listening booth. This is A Certain Ratio. Need I say more? Again, back to that 80s punk funk sound and like some jazz fusion things going on as well. This is on Factory Records, and it's actually a single. It's just a single. It wasn't cheap. This stuff is not is going up in price a bit because it's pretty rare. But this is a Brasilia single. You got 2 versions of it, side A, side B. Yeah, Certain Ratio, very cool. I just played some of their tracks the other day at a DJ set, so I was happy to pick this up. I wasn't sure if I was gonna pick it up, but when I listened to it, yeah, cool fusion. Now I got a couple 7s also while I was there. I still need to do my 7s 7-inch cover with picture sleeves. This one didn't have a picture sleeve, but this is a band I'm going to see very soon. Actually, this is the Spoons. Some Canadian new wave, a little bit of synth pop maybe too. So Tell No Lies, White Lies, fun stuff. $5, can pass it up. Spoons are out of Burlington, Ontario, so not too far from where I'm at right now in the Toronto area. And I couldn't pass up a nice picture sleeve and a great track too. So Cyndi Lauper's She Bop is a killer track by Lauper, and it's kind of a nice version on it too. Got that for really dirt cheap, so it's fun to get the picture sleeves on the 7s. They are very flimsy though and do not last long, so hence you often get stuff with just a plain sleeve. Now, last but not least, I ventured across the street from Visible City and went to Sonic Boom. Great shop, like I said, huge shop. A lot of albums, all genres, punk, metal, rock, jazz, funk, you name it, whatever. I picked up 2 funky things because I'm kind of on that tip right now, I guess, for my sets. This is a record I did not own, and I should have. I've heard it a little bit off and on, but never took the time to hunt it down or anything. But there was sitting in the recently arrived bin, Stone, Time. The track's called Time by the band Stone. Just American funk band, it says on Discogs. I'm assuming they're from New York. I could be wrong. Mixed by T. Scott. This is totally a Larry Levan style Paradise Garage type track, that kind of 80s disco pre-house era. This is 1981, and I'm just reading over some of the details, but I don't see Larry Levan involved in this or anything, but it's definitely a track that would kind of fit in that set. So on the backside's got the instrumental. So happy to snatch that up. Pretty good condition too. And this is a double, as in I already own it, but I had to grab it again. It's only $6 too. So a classic hip hop track, if ever there was one. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. And this is called The Show. Not only The Show though, but you also get Lottie Dottie. We Like to Party, which I think features Slick Rick, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Dougie Fresh, Lottie Dottie, and The Show. 2 classic hip-hop jams in that kind of party era. 1985, just sort of on the cusp of the golden era, I would say. I put the golden era, I think, at 86. This is 85. Hip-hop and rap. Pretty fun stuff. So that's my haul. Pretty good haul. I'm pretty happy with it. I hadn't bought records in 2 weeks, so I was clearly due for some more. And I'll see you guys on the next one.